He told them when they got back from their brief Christmas break, the second season starts now. He considers tonight's game against St. Peter's to be their ACC opener. It was amazing. Just look at these fans. A lot of people came out today. It was better than anticipated. Just short of a sellout, but if you were at the game like I was, you saw a lot more of these blue seats were empty than what was announced. If you take a look right now, the west side of the track, that is actually where they will take a walk each year the night before a race. If you had one actor to play you in a movie, who would it be and why?
Hayden Christensen. He played Anakin Skywalker.
Princeton guard Devin Kennedy had a chance to stun the Irish in the final moments of the game. His shot at the buzzer just slightly off the mark. Cars are on the track right now, but it's not the cars you'll see on Sundays. They're actually vintage Indy cars. Great athletes are asked to overcome adversity, even in the worst of circumstances, something Northridge junior Nick Hooley knows all about, a journey almost taken away from him. It's a reason they call it March Madness. Down to the wire, anything can happen. 3 times to the round of 32, 2 Elite 8 appearances, but their careers come to a screeching halt today in Buffalo. One more time, whee!
Oh, almost.
That smile is going to go a long way.
Rayanne Hastings is like any 4-year-old girl, full of laughter and energy, especially about her love for Notre Dame.
The fight song is both of my girls' bedtime song that we would sing them to go to sleep, but we have to change it up a little bit so it's slower and more mellow and softer.
But earlier this year, that laughter and energy turned to sadness and grief. In late August, Rayanne's father passed away.
She knows her daddy's in heaven. He's her guardian angel now. And she knows that she won't see him again.
A day after burying her dad, Rayanne turned to Notre Dame to lift her spirits. She began watching the Notre Dame-Texas game, and instantly, one player stood out.
They flashed Deshaun's picture up on the TV, and she said, "Oh my gosh, he's like me. His skin is like me, his hair is like me." So she started watching him, and that was her player.
The moment came full circle 3 weeks later. As Notre Dame prepared to play Duke, Rayanne and her mom stood in line at the player walk, and all Rayanne wanted was to see her favorite player.
That's all she talked about. So we were like, oh, well, maybe she'll get to see him. We'll try to do the players walk.
What happened next changed both of their lives.
Divine intervention. They stop, and he just turns to her.
Rayanne was standing right on the wall right there and looked very similar to my little sister when she was younger. You know, curly hair, light skin, beautiful skin, and she was looking for me as much as I was looking for her, so it was awesome. She was really excited, and she gives me this huge hug. And I was just like, I mean, I was kind of blown away by it.
The connection was immediate.
He says that he likes her hair, and she says, well, I like yours, and I put coconut oil in my hair. He says, me too. And this beautiful moment. People are put in your life for a reason, I believe that, just like they're taken away. And Deshaun was put in her life, and to help her move on, to find joy again, to find something to concentrate on that is happiness.
And you could say that worked both ways. It's not just Rayanne that found a new friend in an unexpected place.
Go Deshaun.
But a quarterback that also needed a smile. That smile on her face is what, you know, really picked me up at that time. And it's for her, you know, maybe she'll be able to hear this one day. You know, that smile is going to go a long way. You know, she's a beautiful young girl.
For her, this was someone that came into her life at a moment when she was looking for something. And to have him be so kind and to do what he did is amazing. I don't think I could ever repay him for bringing back that sparkle to my daughter's eyes.
Yeah, really such a beautiful story. And I actually got a text today. Rayanne and her mom are in attendance today at the Notre Dame game. Rayanne is wearing her navy blue Deshaun Kaiser jersey. So Deshaun, your favorite fan, is here right now, and just such a beautiful story. Allison, let's send it back to you.
Awesome job, Jack. I got really choked up, got emotional watching that. You could feel the connection.
At Penn High School, setting her sights on becoming one of the greatest athletes in school history. It is a goal that seemed unattainable 15 years ago.
ABC 57's Jack Wascher live with us in studio tonight with more on this very special story and a special girl, Jack.
Yeah, if you're ever near Penn High School during the school year, there's a strong chance you'll find Kelsey Carrico competing in a sport. She plays 3 of them. But what you don't know is a past that almost prevented her from having a future. Wherever Kelsey Carrico is, whatever she is doing, she holds nothing back.
I go out with that fighting mentality, make sure I'm enjoying all the sports I'm doing, enjoying playing the game.
Kelsey plays soccer, basketball, and runs track.
I never would have guessed that she'd be doing what she's doing now, participating in 3 varsity sports as a freshman. I mean, it just blows my mind.
Because 15 years ago, the Carrico family received difficult news.
She just started getting a personality, you know, and it was just a really emotional time.
At 9 months, Kelsey went in for a routine checkup, but the doctor sent her to the hospital for a CT scan after feeling a mass growing on her abdomen.
Shocking news. I honestly felt like the world was ending.
Doctors diagnosed Kelsey with neuroblastoma, one of the deadliest childhood cancers.
It was absolutely devastating. I mean, you think cancer and you automatically think death, and you know, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
I couldn't even imagine what was going to be next.
What followed was 3 rounds of chemotherapy and 3 separate surgeries. Long days with Kelsey's parents, never leaving her side.
A lot of times they would just want one parent at the bedside, and I would literally just sleep in her crib with her so that we could both stay in the room with her overnight. We have pictures of me just in the crib sleeping. I didn't care if I had to sleep in a crib or not, so in that way he would have the sofa or whatever they had there. But we never left her side, the 2 of us. We just stayed with her the whole time and whatever we could do.
Doctors warned Kelsey's parents she could have developmental delays.
After she had the surgery, it was within a day or 2. Again, they had said that she might not be able to walk for a while. They have a wagon at Riley's that you can pull the kids around. And she wanted to get out. And the first thing she did was stand up and started running. And it was pretty emotional, but we knew things were probably going to be okay at that point.
Fast forward to the present, Kelsey goes about her normal life, cancer in the rearview mirror. And while she doesn't remember the experience at all, she still sees herself as one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I do, because I know there's like thousands of cases every year who have cancer, and I'm just that few who got to survive. That it's possible, you can win. I did, so that means anyone can do it.
Impressing all who surround her every day.
What she's doing, and she's doing it all, so she's wonderful, and I just love watching her grow, and she makes me so happy. She's everything I could ever want and more.
And one of the coolest things about this story, from everyone I talked with, Kelsey, her parents, coaches, and teammates, you can never tell by just walking up to her that she once had cancer, something she appreciates every day as she continues to ascend to greater heights. I'm live in the studio tonight, Jack Wascher, ABC 57 News.
Of course, Jack will continue to follow her story. Starts tomorrow. It is the first day of the NCAA tourney, and for one Mishawaka native, this game means a little bit more.
ABC 57's Jack Wascher live for us at KeyBank Center in Buffalo. And Jack, explain to everyone what this game means for the Michiana native.
Yeah, Brian and Colleen, you know, Princeton guard Devin Kennedy will likely play the biggest game of his career tomorrow against Notre Dame. But the former Mishawaka Marion Knight is going up against a team he's pretty familiar with.
There's definitely motivation there, and that motivation is to survive and advance in this tournament.
There are a couple firsts for Princeton guard Devin Kennedy that he'll encounter on Thursday. First time in the NCAA tournament.
We were just all completely thrilled and excited for him, and a lot of tears, laughter.
But also the first time facing a team he knows so well, and his mom, coach, and teammates say he's ready.
He's pretty fired up for the game.
A Mishawaka Marion grad playing with former Irish guard Demetrius Jackson. Kennedy grew up in the shadows of Notre Dame, and he says half the battle of preparing for the Irish is ignoring the outside noise.
A lot of people who thought during the recruiting process that I was overlooked by Notre Dame are like, this is your chance to play them. And, a lot of it is just noise. A lot of people, feeling excited about this matchup.
But it's tough to ignore the relationship he has with Notre Dame.
Having a history with some guys on the team, the coaching staff, the emotions will be running high before the game, but I think my teammates and my coaching staff will be able to calm me down, get my mind right, and I'm just ready to play basketball.
For him to have to go up against him, it's kind of like rival all over again, like being at Marion High School.
Friendships he has with VJ Beecham and others on the team come to a halt, at least for another day.
There's no friends as soon as you walk into the arena. Not just when the ball goes up, but as soon as you walk in the arena, it's go time now.
That's how competitors play the game.
The hometown kid gets a shot not many from Michiana get, a chance to take down the school he grew up loving.
Any kid from this area playing Notre Dame probably in any sport, it's got to be a great thrill, especially in the NCAA tournament.
It's a great story to see that we're playing against Notre Dame and that I have some ties with them, but at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do to win and move on in this tournament.
It's an emotional game, and if he needs some extra motivation, he's got it with this one.
And Devin jokingly told me today that he's sorry if he busts a couple brackets back home, and also his mom texted me yesterday. Originally thought she would not be able to attend the game tomorrow, but she's driving with a bunch of Devin's siblings, and they will be here tonight. Safe travels to her and anybody else traveling to Buffalo for the Irish's game tomorrow against Princeton. I'm live at KeyBank Center in Buffalo tonight. Jack Wascher, ABC 57 News.
In less than 24 hours, for a group of friends from Michiana this weekend, has some special meaning to it. ABC 57's Jack Wascher, the only Michiana reporter in Indy this weekend, joins us live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with more on their unique story. Jack?
Hey, Vahid. Yeah, beginning in 1972, a group of friends from Michiana came down to the Indy 500 as a chance to reconnect once a year. And from there, a tradition was born.
They said what happens at the Indy 500 stays at the Indy 500.
Those are the parting words to Joey Moroz from his father as he carries on a tradition more than 4 decades in the making.
Parents all went to college together, grew up together at Indiana State.
And then passed it on to the next generation.
For our generation, it was a coming of age kind of movement. So it's a time that you come down, you hang out with your father. Instead of father-son, it's more like friends.
And no matter where they are.
One guy flew in from Boston, I drove in from Cincinnati. We've got people from Bloomington, we've got people from Chicago.
Finding a way to see each other. A lesson passed down from those who came before them.
He impressed upon me the importance of seeing your friends and having a good time and kind of being able to let loose for a weekend and see one another again.
The stories and memories continue to pile up, but the originals seem to last forever.
My favorite stories were the stories of finding out what my father did when he was my age.
And they don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
The race is one thing, but just being here is the best weekend of the year for me.
I've already told my wife that every Memorial Day is shot. Like that's my time for my friends, and so we plan around it. I'm already thinking about buying next year's tickets. It's definitely circled on the calendar. It's something that happens every year, and it's something I look forward to doing.
Yeah, pretty special thing that these guys do. And if you take a look right now, the west side of the track, that is actually where they will take a walk each year the night before a race. Just a pretty cool 45 years in the making. Tomorrow, the Indy 500 gets underway, like we've said, at 12 o'clock. Reporting live, actually, from the Indy Motor Speedway, I'm Jack Wascher, ABC 57 News.